I am back, and I am back with a different type of video because today I'm just going to be talking about some news, some gaming news. Now, I usually don't make these types of videos where I sit down and just go off script. No script here, nothing at all, nothing but an outline in my own noggin. We're gonna talk about the ball buster to the game industry right now, Baldur's Gate. Now, I fucking love this game. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably one of the best fucking games I've ever played, and I'm going to go into a little bit of detail showing you why. But first, some motherfucker, some person, some psychopath decided to speedrun the game. I was talking to my girlfriend about this when the game came out, and I said, watch, those psychopathic speedrunners are going to speedrun this game in less than 20 minutes within the first week of it coming out. And lo and behold, a week and a half after the game came out, there's somebody that they went through the game in 10 fucking minutes, and they put the wind in with your gale, I guess. You know, basically what this person did, it was a speedrunner named May. She basically used Gale and cast Enhanced Leap on Gale a bunch of times just to leap like Hulk throughout the game, so he could get that eventual ending. If you've already played the game, you already know what Gale can do with his chest, and they got that ending of the game. I actually got that ending, 0.2% on Steam. I'm proud of myself for that one. They not only that, but they decided to top this whole thing off by doing a sex any speed run, which they tried to see how quickly they could bed somebody in the game. And the fastest person to bed is actually fucking Lae'zel. Apparently, it only took her about 8 minutes to bed this woman, just by simply bowing to her in the beginning of the game, which insane. Now, this is truly some, remarkable stuff, and I just wanted to make a shout out for that speedrunner. Because it's so fucking funny, honestly. Well, but I always, my gaming predictions, they are always to a T. I will promise you that on this channel. When I make gaming predictions, man, they're usually very correct. And when it comes to gaming predictions, we are going to move on to the next topic, which is Baldur's Gate being the undeniable new standard in RPGs. And I think Starfield is releasing their game a little bit too late. They probably should have released the game a month before Baldur's Gate just set a new standard for RPGs, because now people who have played Baldur's Gate, which is, let's go ahead and look at the stats right now for Baldur's Gate players. We have at least 10 million hours in the game played. We're over 1,225 years. That's truly some remarkable numbers there. Players that spoke to these are just random, stats, but one of them is players spoke to corpses 1.4 million times and spoke to 2.4 million animals. That's absolutely fucking insane. Scratch the dog was pet over 750,000 times. Now, you might think that I'm a psychopath, but I killed that motherfucker. I didn't like him. Dude barked at me. I thought it was rude. Also, on opening weekend, Baldur's Gate 3 had 800,000 players on opening weekend, just absolutely demolishing, fucking the charts straight in the asshole, and just saying fuck you to every other game. And of course, developers, you guys have probably already heard of this, the developers are extremely upset because Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be seen as this, new standard of RPGs, but absolutely it should. When a game comes out like this that has 17,000 endings, you guys need to get your shit together. But that's a whole other video, and I'm sure you can go and watch like Mudahar or something about that topic. It's already been covered a bunch of times. I'm just here to talk about this fucking crazy ass speedrunner. Hey guys, I was editing the video and I realized that I forgot to leave out a crucial point of what I was talking about. So because Baldur's Gate 3 has so many players, 800,000 people on like opening weekend or some shit, that is so many people, and it's probably more people than are going to buy Starfield in my prediction. I think Starfield is going to get less sales on opening weekend, and because there are so many people playing this game and having this new standard of RPGs being instilled into their brains, I don't think that Starfield is going to measure up to the whatever standard that is today of RPGs. I just don't think it's gonna, I know they're two different games to compare, but because they're both RPGs, I am going to compare them and say that because it's a new standard, I think that they released the game a little bit too late, and I think the game will maybe good. The Fallout, or the NPCs kind of still look like Fallout characters, but you know, that's a whole other topic. But let's just get right back into the video. On top of talking about the speedrunner and the obvious success of the game, and if you haven't played the game, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Go and play it. I decided to take a little gander, a little walk down r/Baldur's Gate 3. I just wanted to check out, you know, what people were saying on Reddit, try and check out the memes, and I'm gonna share some of the funniest ones I found. This one has to be my favorite one, and I'm just gonna show it to you first. My penis disappeared, and I finally figured out why. Okay, so I gave my female dwarf a penis in character creation, and after about 20 hours, I discovered that you can undress your characters at any time. So I undressed her and found a vulva. I thought to myself, I didn't order this, and got very confused. Turns out when you switch subrace in character creation and switch back, your customization will return to what it is, right? Correct, except genitals. They will reset to default. Genital is the only thing that resets upon subrace change. And maybe class change, I don't know, just a warning. So if you're concerned about your character's cock and balls, be careful what you do when you're changing your character through the mid-game, because you know, you might have a penis one day and then you'll wake up and it will just be replaced with a completely different thing. Now, one of the best parts about Baldur's Gate 3 obviously has to be the cats. The cats are the best part of the game, especially when you have the speak to animals spell and you speak to those little motherfuckers. We've got two little pictures that just embroil the whole idea of Larian really understanding how cats work. Ah, the servant ape. Hello again. It's your lucky day. I'm receiving compliments at this time, and you are most welcome to make an offering. This is exactly how I would imagine my cat to speak to me if he spoke English, but I imagine that my cat speaks in English, but with a Russian accent. My name is Miostaf. My name is Miostaf. My name is Miostaf. Okay, and now we're gonna go to one of the funnier posts that I found on Reddit. My biggest L so far, 141 hours, and I must start again, I guess. And at first, when I looked at this picture, I thought it was the lines and the veins, and if you've played all the way till Act 3 of the game and you've made certain choices, you know what the veins on the face means. Now, I, of course, thought that that was what he meant, but then I read that what Karlek said at the bottom. Ew, no, just mates. Very good mates. A dude got cock blocked by himself. He got all of the approved checks for Karlak, and she just said, I don't like good boys. Act 1 versus Act 2. BG3 Act 1 versus BG3 Act 2, bro. For real. It's super shiny and bright, and then all of a sudden, characters want to kill themselves. Speaking of kill themselves, I made an entire room of doctors in the game kill themselves, and that was quite the event. I don't know if you guys managed to get that to happen, but I watched it happen right in front of my eyes without even knowing what the outcome of my words was going to be, and wow, I'll just do it myself. Although select choosing how many camp supplies to use. Yeah, I never choose them manually. Fuck that. Who has the time for that? Clearing the goblin camp was my last part of Act 1. The level 2 goblin camp, my level 6 party. See, I went into the goblin camp at level 2, maybe level 3, and killed every single bastard in that camp slowly. I'm pretty sure it took me about 10 hours to do. I want to go back to the my penis disappeared post because I just read the comments. I want to read them for you real quick. Thanks for the warning. I always hate it when my penis disappears. Nice. I occasionally wake up some mornings and my penis is just gone, man. Still hasn't come back. I read that as a Starian. If anybody knows Astarian's character, it would be quite hilarious to hear him say that his penis disappeared. I spent a few of my younger years with Sigmund Freud while he was using cocaine and working on his theory of neurosis derived from what he called hand envy. I remember taking a steam bath with the chap and my towel accidentally dropped and he caught sight of my rather generous John Thomas. He shrieked, "Eureka!" and then came up with penis envy, or what I like to call wanting of the wang. I don't know if there's any historical proof behind this quote, but I'm going to imagine that it is real, and in my books this really happened in human history, and I'm glad that this is something that somebody wrote on Reddit. Now obviously Baldur's Gate is an amazing game. This game took about like 20 something years in the making to make. This is a game company since CD Projekt Red that truly cares about their their audience. CD Projekt Red did once care about their audience, but we all know what happened with Cyberpunk 2077. It took like 3 years for that game to be good. Now Baldur's Gate 3 is out. It's finished. It's amazing. It's not flawless. There's some bugs, kind of like Bethesda comedy-like bugs, but you know, I honestly don't think that no matter how good what the fuck is that Bethesda game called? No matter how good that game is, I don't think it's going to stand up to 17,000 endings from Baldur's Gate 3. I just don't. And how in-depth the game is, I'm 119 hours into my playthrough and I'm only on Act 3. Act fucking 3. That's like the last act of the game, but it took me 100 hours to get there, so the fuck. Anyway, what I'm pretty much trying to say is this game's amazing. You should fucking buy it. That's pretty much all I gotta say today. Thank you for watching. Peace.